Hi, hello, and welcome to the channel. I'm Lady Celine, and today we are continuing with Chaos Head Noah. Let's see, we're still in the first chapter. We came across a crime scene last night. I think we're probably still recovering from that. We found a girl in a school uniform. Having murdered a guy, pinning him up with like little stakes up against a wall. And that's probably going to live in our brains for the rest of our natural lives, but how are we going to handle the day to day? Let's find out. I spent the entirety of the next 24 hours in base lard. I didn't even quit to eat. I dedicated myself fully to erasing Takumi, Nishijo, and being Nightheart. In ESO, I was a god. I didn't need to be scared of any demons. Everybody respected me. I always thought how nice it would be if I could spend forever in this wonderful world. Yeah, we know. Oh, I got an angel halo. I got one. This thing's ultra rare. Wow. Damn. Yeah, shit. Got an angel halo. I need to use this right now. Let me open up my equipment screen. Ooh, my character's appearance changed. Awesome. This is awesome. Look, you gotta see this, Grim. Huh? There's a knocking. Somebody's at the door. Nightheart, cut it the hell out. Shut up, losers. You're just jealous. Maybe I'll head back into town and show this off. Oh, Oni. So, girl's voice, little sister maybe? I'd finally gotten one of the ultra rare drops I wanted and was incredibly excited. All the depression I'd been feeling had just blown away. An angel halo had a drop rate of 0.0001%. It was completely useless and just changed the way your character looked. But this also meant that everybody could see you had an angel halo, and they would all be really jealous. Yes, Nightheart takes another step towards godhood. Hey, open the door! Shut up. Who's that pounding on my door anyway? I'm enjoying my new rare item. Don't interrupt me. Baka-oni, you stupid brother. That voice. The minute I heard it, my good mood vanished. It was an assassin sent by my parents. My little sister, Nanami. This was going to be a pain in the butt. It's really mean of you to not open the door. Damn it. The storm was about to roll in. I didn't want to open the door at all, but if I kept it shut, my parents would be the next ones to come. They'd tell me to stop living by myself and come home. My dad was pretty much the owner of this building. If he wanted to kick me out, he totally could. This just wasn't fair. Shut up. Don't yell so loud. She was still banging on the outside of the door. The walls of a shipping container are a single piece of metal, so any sound echoes really loudly. She knew that and was doing it anyway. Oh, little sisters just want to annoy you all the time. I unlocked the padlock on the inside and opened the doors outward. I had no other choice. Oh, there you are. All right, we got a new character model. Survival confirmed. Sure, yeah, whatever. This tiny shrimp of a girl was my little sister. She was 1 year younger than me. At least answer when I'm calling your name. I thought you were dead. Every time I saw her, she was complaining about something. As you could tell from the way she was standing with her hands on her hips and pouting, she was a little brat. And if you asked me, she was nothing more than a huge nuisance. Wow, your room is always such a mess. Clean it up sometime, would you? I mean, she's right. Nanami walked right into my room without even bothering to ask if it was okay. She thought she could just do whatever she wanted just because she was my little sister. To those of you out there who think little sisters are moe, I have a message for you. Face reality. Well, I guess she was kind of cute. You know, if you were a Lolly fan, she might totally be your type. But as her real brother, I didn't feel that way about her at all. If anything, she just seemed like a little baby to me. That's interesting because he also mostly sees girls as dating prospects. Oh, but I don't mind Lolly characters. Just, you know, they have to be 2D. Oh, gross. It smells so moldy in here. Your room's just filthy. I keep telling you to clean it. Why don't you? Well, you don't have a girlfriend to clean it for you, and you're lazy, so I knew this would happen. I guess I'll have to start coming by to clean it up for you. But I refuse. Why? I don't want you messing up my room. That's mean. Is that what you say to your sister who came to see if you're alive? Well, you're not showing your older brother any respect, are you? And nobody asked you to see if I was alive anyway. That's not true. I'm sure the parents asked. That's why she's here. Jeez, why do I gotta have a brother who's such a pain? Sometimes it makes me sick. Well, I'm glad they feel the same way about each other. Oh, I'm thirsty. I'm gonna grab something to drink. Just help yourself, I guess. Nanami walked to the back of the room and opened the fridge, again, without even bothering to ask. There's nothing here but soda. You should keep some milk tea or something in stock. Okay, so I finally figured out the buttons. Let's go for a negative delusion. Don't tell me what to do. Fine, I'll just take a soda. As usual, she seemed to have no intention of asking for her brother's permission. She grabbed a bottle of soda, one that I'd already drank from, out of the fridge. She hesitated for a moment before swallowing it down. Who the hell did Nanami think she was, anyway? I hope you get sick from drinking too much soda and end up in the hospital. Then I won't have to worry about anybody interrupting my peaceful life. I wish that would really happen. Dude, that's so mean. Don't wish that your little sister goes to the hospital. You can't do that. Suddenly, Nanami started to moan. The plastic bottle slipped out of her hand, spilling soda on the floor. It splattered on the CDs and manga magazines lying there. All right, we got a wavy screen. So I'm pretty sure this is how we know it's a delusion, is we got the wavies going on. Hey! I was about to tell her not to mess up my room, but then I gasped. She was holding her neck in pain, and her eyes had flared wide open. Her mouth was gaping open and closed like a fish's. See, this is what happens when you wish bad on other people. Nanami? She spat up blood. It was red, dark red, almost black. It landed on the cola on the floor, mixing in with it. Yeah, girlie's not doing so well. Then she collapsed to the ground, right on top of the mess. Her whole body began to spasm in pain. Her hands were ripping into her neck as she tried to dig her nails into the skin. I'm sorry, are we in Hinamizawa? Did we just skip to a completely different game? She flailed her legs as she rolled around on the floor, oblivious to the fact that I could see her panties. This wasn't a nice thing to think at all, but she seemed to me like a fish on a cutting board. And you're just gonna stand there and watch. You're not gonna like call for help, do nothing. So what kind of brother are you, man? I didn't know what to do at all, so I just covered my ears. Okay, yeah, you're just gonna pretend that's not happening. Great. But I could still hear my little sister's dying screams. Well, I'm glad that we know this is a delusion, but I don't know if I don't know how aware he is of his own delusions. Like, maybe he's aware enough, like we're aware in that, okay, we know it's going to be a delusion, but then we, the audience, get to decide if it's going to be a good one or a bad one. But he knows, okay, I'm about to hallucinate in this moment. Eventually, she stopped moving, her face covered in drool, blood, and tears. Nanami? I called out her name, afraid. There was no answer. She was lying on the floor in a terrible state. I could smell something like ammonia. Was it Nanami who'd pissed herself? Or was it me? I slowly moved my hand forward to poke her shoulder. She didn't move at all. The very thought of doing it creeped me out, but I moved my head close to her mouth. She wasn't breathing. She was dead. Nanami was dead. It was a poisoning, like you see on TV. It was then that I understood. I'd put the poison in the soda to kill Nanami. That had to be it. Why would I kill her? Okay, so that's what breaks him. He jumps to some interesting conclusions, and I guess, yeah, the logical fallacy there is somehow what breaks him out of it. I knew it was my own delusion, but it still creeped me out. This one went way too far. Nanami might have been annoying, but I didn't need to have her die in such a realistic way. I could have at least settled for giving her the full boko. Okay, what's the full boko? Full boko is short for full power boko boko, ass kicking. Okay. All right, see, she's alive, she's well, she is not gagging and poisoned on the floor. What's wrong? Nanami finished drinking her soda and looked at me in confusion. You don't look so good. I shook my head slightly. I'm sorry. For what? Nothing. I'm just sorry. I'm sorry for doing weird things to you, even if it was just in my delusions. I'm really sorry. But it just goes to show how much frustration towards you is building up inside me. I want you to understand that. You don't need to apologize. I'm not going to get mad over you not having milk tea. I also like soda too, I guess. Wait, she drank my whole bottle of soda. I take it back. You know what? There was no need to apologize to Nanami. She could commit seppuku and die. Go home. She drank your whole soda and you're like, oh, you know what? Fuck you. You can die. You confirmed that I was still alive. You should be done now, right? Why do you have to come into my room all the time? We don't even live together and you're still just barging into my room. Brother, you're mean. Nanami seemed annoyed at my words. She was glaring at me with a frown. I didn't want to deal with it, so I just looked away. I came here because I'm worried about you. You know, some days you stay in here the whole day and don't talk to a single person. You don't have any chances to talk to girls, I bet. Am I wrong? Shut up, don't make fun of me. I'm not interested in 3D girls anyway. I don't need to talk to them. I'm basically the only girl you talk to, right? So treat me better. If you do, you'll start learning how to talk to girls. As she spoke, she picked up one of my figures, Hikaru-tan from Suicide Toward the Light. She stared at it. Hey, don't touch one of my wives. If you get a fingerprint on her, I'm seriously gonna kick your butt. Give her the full boko or something. Also, take better care of yourself. Don't spend all day talking to your dolls. I don't want to be the one who finds your dead body, okay? What was my little sister trying to say? She was starting to sound like Mom lately. What I meant by that was... she was annoying. Just go away. Big brother, you jerk. Stop telling me to leave. I'm still not done here yet. Ugh, she was starting to get hysterical. If I made her any madder, she might go berserk. I had to stay calm. I don't know, she still seems relatively calm to me. Let's go buy a cell phone. Huh? What was she talking about? Dad says you gotta. If you've got a phone, we can always tell whether you're alive or not, right? They gave me the money for it, so let's go right now. Everybody's got a phone these days, you know? You're gonna be left behind, you know? Shut up, trend follower. I know a lot more about what's popular than you do. I've got the internet, you know. I've got the internet, thank you very much. Okay, maybe most kids my age had a phone, but I didn't. There was no reason why I would want one. I had nobody to call or text, and I didn't want to spend my money on something that I wasn't going to use. So let's go, okay? Nanami put the figure back on the shelf and peered up at me. You probably don't know which one to get, so just get the same phone I have. She took her phone out of her bag and waved it in my face. The little flip phone. Oh, this is so cute! See, this one's mine. It's a cute color, right? I'll give you a strap that matches mine, too. How lazy was the person who came up with this character? Are you kidding me? That's the Warner Brothers frog, right? Hanging from the strap was a small figurine of a character that was, well, whatever it was, it certainly wasn't cute. It looked like something created by a rookie designer with no talent at all. It wasn't cute, or even creepy cute. It was just creepy. Oh, it's fine. It's not lazy. This is Garo Froggy. He's really popular right now. I guess I can't expect my big brother to know what teenage girls like. If you change that about yourself, though, you'd probably be able to actually talk to a girl. At least a little. Quiet, girl. What the hell kind of name is Garo Froggy? There was no way this thing is popular. The poor girl didn't realize she was being manipulated by the media. Anyway, we're not talking about Garo Froggy right now. Come on, let's go buy you a cell phone. Oh, and I'm not saying I want us to have matching phones or anything, okay? You just get a discount if the whole family has the same phone. You're the only member of the family who doesn't have one. I don't need one. why not? Dad's even paying for it. I don't need one. It would just be a nuisance. If I had a phone, Mom would probably call every day. And if I didn't pick up, she'd send her pet assassin, Nanami, here to check on me. In other words, it would just be a nuisance. One that would make my life, honestly, a lot harder. I didn't want that at all. I can't believe you, brother, you jerk. I'm going home. Yeah, please do. You're just giving him what he wants. I opened the door for her to go, but she didn't move. She just glared at me, shoulders heaving with rage. Oh yeah, is she gonna go berserk now? Is this what berserk looks like? You really are stupid. You're a stupid jerk. At least walk me to the station. No. I'd never walked her to the station all the time she'd come before. Why would I start now? There's been all those creepy murders lately, right? Shouldn't you be worried about your little sister? I mean, that's a good point. For a moment, what happened yesterday felt like it was going to come flooding back to me. I shook my head desperately, trying to drive the thought out of my mind. I don't care. Whoever the new Gen Killer was, they weren't going to be interested in a little kid like Nanami. I don't know, there was a fetus involved? I don't think this person's restricted to age. I can't believe you. You're saying you don't care if I die. She was crying. I must have really made her sad. It felt great. That's what you get for disrupting my peaceful life. This would be my little way of getting revenge. That's what you get. Oh, we made her cry. You jerk. I hope you die. I hope a serial killer gets you and you die. Yeah, if you're going to wish that on her, she has every right to wish that back on you. She knocked me aside and ran out the door, just like I wanted. Whew. At last, the storm was over. The room was quiet now that she was gone. It was much nicer. The base was my home. Nothing was allowed to happen here unless I wanted it to. I sat down at the computer and moved the mouse a little to wake it up from my Seraton screensaver. But then I took a big swig from the soda bottle on the table. But it was empty. Oh, crap. This was the one Nanami was drinking out of. Oh, what, is he gonna get pissed off about some mouth germs? Ugh, oh no. I just had an indirect kiss with my little sister. If Nanami was a little sweeter, it might have been great. Like something out of an H game. But with her personality, it just made me feel sick. This is what I'm talking about. He tries to frame every girl in a dating sim or hentai way, and it's like, oh, well, I can't fuck her, so she's not a person. Like, doesn't deserve my regards at all. I closed the cap on the bottle and threw it into the big garbage bag in the corner of the room. It missed and bounced off the wall, rolling under the bed, but whatever. Now then, time to get back to ESO. Time to forget all the annoying stuff that happened in the real world. And not get a phone. But sadly, I was forced to bring my time in Baselard to an end after just a single day. Is it time to go to school again? When I left the base early in the morning, my mental state was back in the dumps, and any improvement that I had felt from my time in the game was gone. Ugh, why did I have to go to school? Yeah, see, that's what I thought. Why did it have to be today? This sucks. But I couldn't stay home. If I stayed home, it would ruin my whole attendance schedule. Then I wouldn't be able to graduate. Graduate. Why the hell do I need to graduate anyway? I'm gonna live my life on Baselard. I don't need to know anything. It was my idea, but still, I couldn't help but complain. I mean, it's not your idea to graduate. Your parents are probably pushing you into that and would probably get pissed if they found out you dropped out. When I got to the luxury residences at Shoto, I suddenly realized I'd been feeling someone looking at me the whole time. But it wasn't God's gaze. There wasn't that weird feeling on my neck. Oh, I think there was an actual person there. As I turned the corner, I took a quick look behind me without turning around and caught a glimpse of a girl in a Suime uniform. Was it that demon from 2 days ago? Suddenly, my heart started to pound. I was so nervous that I started to walk funny. I started to feel like I no longer belonged in the quiet morning around me. I could hear the sound of birds chirping on the power lines and the faint sound of the morning news from the televisions inside the houses around me. This didn't feel like a place where any kind of murder could happen, and yet I felt like I was about to have delusions of myself being brutally killed. No, I needed to calm down. I hadn't gotten a clear look at their face, had I? And if they were a Suime student, it was only natural that they'd be following me. They'd be headed to school just like I was. Okay, I had an idea. Instead of following the path that led straight towards school, I made a right instead. I fought down the urge to turn around and tried to act as naturally as possible. I kept walking, trying to contain my nervousness, and after a minute, I quietly turned around. Ooh, she's still there! Our eyes almost met, and I quickly turned my head forward again. Why was she following me? This wasn't the way to school. Was she actually tailing me? It was a face I didn't recognize. The one thing I could tell for sure, though, that it wasn't the demon from the other day, at least. This girl had glasses, and blonde hair instead of pink. Just knowing that alone made me feel much more relieved. I decided I should just head straight to school now. I'd have to cancel my usual morning breakfast, but I didn't really have a choice. Damn you, girl A. To me, you're just pedestrian number 1 or girl A. No more important than that. So go away. Wow, won't take any attention from the ladies. All right. Girl A stopped tailing me and disappeared when I got to the school entrance. She seemed to have somewhere else to go since she headed for the third-year student classrooms. Maybe I was just imagining her tailing me, but it didn't make sense that she'd follow me down a route that led away from the school. Was she just trying to upset me? Had I done something to make her mad? No, I hadn't. There was no way I could. At this school, I was as invisible as the air. So, what was she after? Maybe you're not so unnoticeable. I don't know. I somehow made it through an awful day at school, and as always, stopped at Cafe on my way home. Of course, I sat in room 37. Usually the rooms around me were empty, but surprisingly enough, there was somebody in room 36 today. The door to the room was closed. I could see the desk light was turned on inside. I sighed a little as I went into my own room. Having someone next door made it hard to chat. I was the kind of person who always said things out loud when he chatted. Well, whatever. Time to just log into ESO. I'd just have to be careful not to say anything. What's their problem? I slammed my palm down on the keyboard, annoyed. Bruh, everything annoys this dude. I'd been playing for about 2 hours now. Today was just a stressful day. The pair I'd grouped up with were clearly new players. As always, I stayed in the background, trying to let them have the glory for themselves, but one would always run in ahead of us and die, and then do it again. Honestly, I relate to that. When I used to play WoW, the biggest thing for me to learn was to not stand in shit. Not stand in enemy attacks because I would be so focused on attacking that I didn't realize that I was standing in something that'd be draining my health, and the healers fucking hated me. The other, a mage, refused to use any magic to help us. Well, what's the fucking point? Why are they on the team? Our party must have died a dozen times. And then on top of that, all they did was complain and chat. Freaking idiots. I got so mad I PK'd them, took all their items, and then quickly escaped to another area. Do they deserve it? I'm gonna put that in the am I the asshole bank. Nightheart couldn't do that stuff, but Liselat could. That's why I came all the way to @cafe to log in. I felt a little better, so I decided to take a break and go get something to drink. @cafe had free drinks and a well-stocked soda fountain near the counter. That's pretty cool. Like, you can just come in here, use the Wi-Fi, and drinks for free. Looks like, yeah, you can order food, but, like, do you have to pay to rent a room, I wonder? I'm planning my trip to Japan, and yeah, I want to find out if these places are real and quite that affordable. The one problem with room 37 was that it was pretty far from the bar. When I left the room, I saw that the door to room 36 was open. I had to go by it if I was going to get to the soda fountain. I took a quick peek inside as I walked by, and nobody was there. Actually, I realized I'd heard the sound of somebody getting up just a moment ago. But there was a big bag sitting next to the chair in the room. It was a student's bag. Decorative straps hung from it, stuffed animals dangling at their ends. They were Garofroggy, the thing Nanami had showed me yesterday. 3 of them, too. Maybe it was really popular. This is the Labubu's of this time. Not that I cared. If I kept staring at it and they came back, they might think I was a stalker or a thief. I decided to forget about it and just go get my soda. But when I saw what was showing on their monitor, my eyes went wide. The monitor was displaying the words New Gen Aggregator Site. It was in a really nasty-looking, attention-grabbing font, too. New Gen. I'd been deliberately avoiding looking up anything about it. I didn't want to know the details. That was how I was telling myself that it had nothing to do with me. Yeah, just pretend it didn't happen. Anyway, was there a reason the person who just happened to be in the room next to me at a net cafe was looking at a New Gen Aggregator site? For a moment, I saw the demon girl's face again, and my whole body shivered. I shook my head to drive away the negative thoughts. I was overthinking it. Yeah, I was just being paranoid. New Gen was the media's favorite subject right now, and not a day went by when the TV talk shows weren't discussing it. Everybody was interested in it. That was the only reason. Yeah, it had to be. Okay, so it's interesting. I'm in mental health. I want to find out... I want to see if I can piece together some kind of, like, diagnosis with his, like, paranoia and delusions. Like, it is giving very schizophrenia, but I also feel like there's some discrepancies there that I'm not really sure. I do have this theory. I don't know if I've said this before, but I have a theory that his delusions are like an alternate timeline or something. Or like it'll be that his delusions are actually the truth of things. Like he sees things how they really are because of the delusions or some shit like that. Time to forget about it and go get my soda. I put my cup under the dispenser and pushed the button for soda. Ice-cold soda came down right into the cup. The sun was setting, and it was starting to get crowded. I could see a small line of people waiting at the register. As it got later, more and more people were going to come. In an hour or so, all the rooms around room 37 would be full. That would probably be my cue to go home. I took my cup and went back to my seat. As I walked back, I took a quick glance down the corridor that led to the restrooms. We see an if... Ooh! Oh! I think that was the same... that's the same girl that's been tailing us. Damn, okay. I saw a girl with glasses and a Suime uniform disappearing down the end of the hall. It was Girl A, the one who'd been following me this morning. Huh? I thought I must have been mistaken, so I hid behind a bookshelf and watched the corridor for a while, but I never saw her again. I must have been imagining it, right? Yeah, I'd only seen her for a second. There were probably a ton of Suimei girls who used this cafe, a lot of whom probably wore glasses. But what if it was Girl A? What was she doing here? Was it just a coincidence, or had she followed me? I started to feel scared. I left the cafe and hurried back to the base. I'd gotten too scared to stay. I wanted to go home as fast as possible, but the streets were crowded with people, and I couldn't move forward as fast as I wanted. I was starting to feel sick. I hated crowds. It felt like everyone was laughing at me. See, that's what I'm talking about. This is the paranoia. Because, we're already getting into a little bit of agoraphobia with just not wanting to leave and kind of just shelter oneself. And he's revealing here that it's because he's kind of self-conscious in a way. The crosswalk turned red, so I had to stop. I took a quick look around. There was no sign of Girl A. Until she showed up across the street. Just kidding. As I headed up Dogenzaka Hill, walking got a lot easier. Usually I chose to take the back streets when there weren't as many people. Yeah, I don't think we want to do that again. But after what happened 2 days ago, I decided to take the main streets instead. I came to another red light and looked around again, but there was no sign of Girl A. Maybe the person I'd seen at Cafe was someone else after all. I relaxed a little, relieved, and turned around. And there she was. Ah! Okay, now she actually is here. Oh, shit. Okay. Let's see. I'm curious. I want him to stop being so paranoid. Let's have a good delusion. Let's see what happens there. I took a step back in shock. There, on the other side of the crosswalk, standing with the other pedestrians waiting to cross, was the girl. And her eyes behind her glasses were locked dead onto me. Her eyes were intense, as if she was trying to send some kind of message. Oh yeah? Hey, there's the wavies. Yep. The light changed. Girl A started to walk alongside the other pedestrians. She was heading towards me. I couldn't move. I just stood there in shock. She was still staring at me and getting closer and closer. Then she stopped right in front of me. Run, my mind said. But my body refused to move. It felt like my mind had left my body entirely. She slowly put her hands inside her jacket, as if wanting to be sure I saw every movement. And then she took something out from her inside pocket. A knife? A gun? Maybe a stun gun? Maybe I'd just seen too many TV shows, but all kinds of terrible ideas came to me. Here, she whispered. Her gaze was unwavering from behind her glasses. Her eyes were fixed firmly onto my own. You dropped this. Huh? What she showed me was a student notebook. I don't know why. I was expecting one of the little stakes from the murder. You dropped this at the net cafe. I'm glad I caught up to you. I took it without really thinking about whether I should or not. When I opened it, it had my photo and name on the inside. It was my student notebook, all right. Your name is Takumi Nishijo, right? Her expression suddenly softened. I'm sorry, but I looked inside. I'm a student at Suimei too. Thanks. The tension left my body. Was I just being paranoid the whole time? By the way, Nishijo, Do you have a girlfriend? No. Really? Then would you like me to be your... Yes, 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 yes. I was about to get a girlfriend. My Ryaju life was here. Oh, did we just like walk into the street or some shit? I came back to my senses. The crosswalk light was still red, not blue. Girl A wasn't in front of me. She was still on the other side of the street. Was that just a delusion of mine? Yes, bro. I wish I could keep track of which ones he's aware of and which ones he's not. This time, the light changed for real. The crowd began to move. I bet she just stays there. I couldn't move. Girl A didn't move. We stared at each other. It was as if time had stopped for the two of us, and no one else. Why wasn't she moving? Why was she just standing there? It didn't make sense. It was weird. I shouldn't get involved. I needed to run. I needed to run while I could. Run! I forced my timid brain into action and ran as fast as I could. I ran in the opposite direction from her and down a side street I saw. Oh God, what are we gonna find in this alley? I collided with something and fell on the ground, hard, hitting my shoulder. I gasped in agony as pain raced through my whole body. I couldn't tell what had happened. It was all I could do just to sit up. When I looked, I saw there was a large scooter in the middle of the street that I'd knocked over. I guess I must have collided with it. I gritted my teeth and tried to force myself to stand up, but I couldn't feel any strength in my legs. I don't think anything was broken. Are you okay? Oh, did she catch up with us? Shit, she did! Girl A was there. She must have caught up to me at some point. She was looking down on me, worried. What? What the hell was going on? Who was this woman? My body wouldn't move. I was too scared. I didn't know what to do. It was too late now, but I regretted not taking the train to Shinsen. Are you hurt? Her voice was timid and hesitant. Was she trying to act worried to get me to let my guard down? Well, you're not gonna fool me. I won't let any 3D girls fool me. What do you want? Huh? Don't follow me. What do you want from me? I yelled at her. I still couldn't stand up, so I crawled away from her. If I didn't put some distance between us, I was afraid she might pull a knife on me. That terrible sight came back to me again and again, and I kept feeling like it was going to happen to me, too. That's fair. He witnessed a murder or post-murder setup of the crime scene. I can understand then just being generally paranoid from that. But why is it the Suime uniform? Like, why is that his first instinct for someone just talking to him? She seemed hurt. You just started running, so I got worried and followed you. I saw you lying on the ground, and, but I don't have anything to talk to you about right now, so, you don't have anything to talk to me about? What does that mean? Then why are you following me? It's because, she was stammering. It was really suspicious. My name is Yua Kusunoki. I hadn't asked, but she introduced herself anyway. When I saw you, I kind of got curious about you, and so So you started stalking me? The girl, Yua, was staring at the ground as she talked. I'm sorry. She bowed. Impossible. That was my honest reaction. Now that I got a clear look at her, this Yua girl was pretty cute. I'll admit that. But that doesn't mean I could believe it. A 3D girl interested in me? What kind of H-game scenario was that? That had never happened in my entire life. It sounded to me like an obvious lie. Did she think this would make me happy? Especially when she'd been acting like a stalker a moment ago? Maybe if she was 2D it might work, but a 3D girl like that was just a weirdo. Scary. You know what? Fair. That's it. It's a little bit of a red flag. You can have that one, Takumi. I felt really embarrassed just being here too. I wanted to get out of here as soon as possible. 3D girls were just the worst. Even talking to one made you nervous. I'm not interested in 3D. Huh? No, you... I tried to say something harsh, but hesitated. But I knew if I didn't say it, she'd keep stalking me. I didn't want that. You're a weirdo. Leave me alone. Oh, I'm sorry. She looked sad. Did she really feel bad about it, maybe? Bruh's over here just breaking hearts, making girls cry all over the place. No, I couldn't let her fool me. I couldn't believe in any 3D person. I only believed in 2D, nothing else. I could trust Serotan a lot more than I could trust her. Just leave me alone. I'm going home. I forced myself to stand up as I stammered out the words. My whole body still hurt, especially my shoulder, and I could barely move it, and every so often I'd feel a dull ache from it. The pain was making me a little dizzy. I might have hit my head a little when I'd landed. I staggered for a moment, and Yua quickly grabbed my hand. You're hurt, right? Let me help you. It was all I could do not to turn to look at her. I knew my face was bright red. If she saw it, she'd definitely make fun of me. I knocked her hand away violently so that I could turn away from her. My mind was going blank. I almost never had a chance to touch a girl who wasn't a family member. I could feel my heartbeat quickening. Let me walk you home. You got hurt because I was following you. So let me walk you home. I appreciated her offer. I wasn't used to having anybody be nice to me, and I felt like I might actually fall in love with this 3D girl I'd hated just a moment ago. But that didn't mean I had the courage to look straight at her. And anyway, she was a stalker. She might have something to do with that demon girl too. And I don't want to die. So many different thoughts were racing through my head that I didn't know what I felt anymore. So where do you live? Shinsen. Shinsen. I nodded, then realized what I'd done. Why the hell did I tell her that? What was I expecting to happen? This was just a delusion anyway. I don't know, things are pretty stable. I feel like this is not the delusion. Or even if it wasn't, I would only be happy for a while before it all got ruined in the last second. That's how it always worked out in anime, right? I could feel the death flags popping up by the second. Crap, 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 crap. Now she was up against me, trying to help me walk. I could feel her soft body against mine. Her hair smelled good. Impossible. No 3D girl would ever be this nice to me.
歩けますか？
Can you walk? I nodded again.
じゃあ行きましょう。
Then let's go. She sounded nervous, and she was watching my feet as we slowly walked. At this point, I didn't feel like I could refuse or shake her off. Helplessly, I let her tiny body support me as we went. And this might be a little sudden, but I am gonna call it there. Yeah, we'll have to wait until next time to see where the spooky Yua girl, I don't know, leads us. I'm sure she takes us home, but this was just kind of better for timing of the actual videos. Anyway, if you made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, go ahead and give it a like. If you didn't, keep it to yourself. Just kidding, you can put that in the comments. What else? Subscribe. You gotta subscribe. If you hit the subscribe, if you subscribe, you subscribe. Thanks, and I hope to see you in the next one.